Have you ever walked into a room and noticed that something just felt different? Not louder, not more colorful, just smoother, more alive. And then you realized there wasn't a single sharp corner inside. That feeling is what curves do to a space. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes of one of the most appreciated design decisions in current interiors, curves. What goes into them, what finishes they need, and why most interior companies won't even attempt them. Hi everyone, this is Upasana from SKIC Projects, Bangalore. Let's get into it. Here's something most interior companies won't tell you. When you ask for a curve, most vendors hesitate. And the reason is very simple. Curves cannot come from factory. Factory production has one shape, a box. Straight lines, right angles, flat surfaces. A curve that requires a skilled carpenter, on-site, by hand, with time and patience. And not just any carpenter, a team that understands how a curve should look, how it should flow, and how every curve in a room should relate to every other curve around it. This is not furniture, this is craftsmanship. And craftsmanship, as it should be, takes time, which is exactly why so many companies avoid it. At SKIC, we don't step back when a client asks for curves. In fact, we suggest it. So what actually goes into creating a curve in your home? It starts with the core material. The most commonly used material for curves is flexible plywood, also called Flexi ply. As the name suggests, it bends. And when shaped around a curve formal and allowed to set, it holds that shape permanently. For gentler curves, regular plywood or HDHMR can also be used, cut in a specific way that allows it to bend without cracking. The choice between these materials depends entirely on how tight the curve needs to be. Avoid gentle arch at the entrance, regular ply or HDHMR with precise cuts. A tight curve on a drawer edge or a cabinet corner, Flexi ply. And here's something that most people don't realize. When curves are introduced into a design, all the curves in that room need to speak to each other. The radius of the curve on the TV unit, the curve on the crockery edge, the curve on the wardrobe corner, they all need to match. Not just in design on paper, but in execution on site. That consistency is what separates a thoughtfully curved home from one that feels random. Now when the curve is built, it needs to be finished, and this is where it gets interesting. Some curves, the gentler ones with the wider radius, can be finished in laminate. The laminate wraps around the surface cleanly and gives you that familiar factory finished look. But most curves, especially the tighter ones, the ones with intricate shapes or delicate edges, cannot be finished in laminate. Because laminate doesn't bend around a tight curve without cracking or showing ugly edge lines. This is where Duco or PU come in. Duco or PU are paint-based finishes applied in multiple layers. Base coat, sanding, another coat, sanding again until the surface is perfectly smooth. On a curve, this process is entirely by hand. Every layer applied manually, every edge finished by a skilled painter who knows exactly how the paint needs to flow around that shape. The result: a surface so smooth and so seamless that you cannot tell where the carpentry ends and the painting begins. That is pure craft. And yes, Duco and PU finished curves take more time and cost more than a standard laminate box from a factory, but the result stands completely apart from everything else in the room. So why go through all of this? Why choose curves when straight lines are simpler, faster, and less expensive? Because of what curves do to a space. A curved edge on a TV unit, it softens the entire room. A curved base on a crockery unit, it makes the unit feel lighter, more elegant. A curved wall trims, edge blending into an open space. It removes that heavy boxy feeling completely. Curves make home feel smooth, soothing, considered. There is actual psychology behind this. Our eyes and minds naturally relax more around curved surfaces than sharp edges. And when curves are placed in the right spots, at entrances, at focal walls, on feature units, and when they match each other perfectly across the room, the result is a home that feels genuinely complete. Not assembled, not installed, designed. That is the difference curves make. Curves are not for every home, and they are definitely not for every company. They require the right decision intent, the right materials, the right carpenter, and the right finishing team. But when all of that comes together in the right place in your home, the result is something that no factory, no catalog, and no standard interior package can replicate. Something that is completely uniquely yours. At SKIC Projects, curves are something we genuinely love to create because we believe that simplicity and craftsmanship together is the most luxurious design decision you can make for your home. If you want to explore what curves could do to your space, come talk to us. Free consultation, zero pressure, complete transparency. Happy interiors everyone. See you in the next one.